Hi there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Women on TV.tv, Worldwide TV Network at iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. And today's guest, all the way from Miami, none other than John Stewart. And then who's the lovely lady next to him? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Madeleine Key.
All right, Madeleine, who are you? Where'd you come from? What's going on?
So I'm a longtime actress, recently turned singer-songwriter, and I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida, South Florida.
All right, so let's talk about this band. I keep hearing a lot about this band. What's going on with this?
We're so excited. So John and I have been writing music together for a little while, and we started working in the country music arena, and we've recently switched to making Latin music. It's a super exciting new adventure. Spanish is my second language, and John's zero language.
The good thing, hey, we need more people who speak Spanish. I don't speak it either, so I'm always looking for that. So you speak it fluently?
Sí, yo hablo español. Yo aprendí en la escuela. Living in Florida, it was just all around me, and I picked it up and started studying it, and then I was able to travel to a couple Spanish-speaking countries and spend some time there and really immerse myself. And so when John said he had some Latin melodies happening, I was ready to jump on the project for sure.
Good for you. Talk about how easy was it for you to pick up and smart for you to do that too, because I pick up my Russian here and there and a little bit of Mandarin because I need to know both because I'm always on the phone with them. So I understand.
Oh my gosh, Brian, I tried to learn Russian because I have some Russian heritage. I dropped out of that class at University of Florida so fast before I could say Chekhov, Brian, truly.
Hey, Dobe Jutrep. So when it goes to it, it's one of those things where John's always creating a lot of good things. Talk about why this band is important and what you guys have been working on, and then the songwriting elements, because yeah, you have country in there, but you also have that Latin flavor now, and there's a lot of things going on there, so I can't wait to tell people about it. Go ahead.
I totally agree. I love what John has been creating with his music, and this new beat and this new flavor of music is something that I really wanted to jump on. And the collaborative process really came together super quickly for us, which is something that it sometimes takes bands a little while to develop that feeling and develop that.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi. How are you?
Great. I'm just talking about how our collaboration has come together. So I feel like John and I have been playing together and working together for so long, just because with every new song that seems to come out, I feel like we're able to meld our desires so easily about how we want the song to sound. So it's been an awesome collaborative process.
So Terry Marie just jumped on out of Redondo Beach, Florida. So it's one of those.
Florida, California.
I mean, California.
I haven't moved to Florida.
Yeah, she's thinking of moving to Florida. I hope she doesn't move to Florida, but she's thinking about it.
Well, we'll see. I would be, if I did that, I would be bi-coastal. That's all. Because I have family both in Florida and in California. So we'll see.
But it's one of those things where I like what John's been creating, and I'll give, because John's had a couple things happen, so I'm going to speak for him a little bit. So not only does he have his movie coming out, I can't even remember the name of the movie, John, but it's going to come out, September 23rd, we're going to talk about this at the Alamo Draft House. Now, I've not been to the Alamo Draft House, but I know they're good. And I wanted to go because I usually have screenings around different parts of places around Los Angeles, but they have, I think there's 43 locations around the U.S. So John's movie is going to come out of there. John, can you talk about your movie real brief?
Yeah, it's Action USA. We did it in 1988, but they're revamping it with worldwide. They're bringing out worldwide again, Tin League with Alamo Draft House Theaters. It's going to start out there on November 6th. They have a private screening of the secret movie screening on September 23rd. Yeah, then it's going to go out to Alamo Draft House and other theaters, not just Alamo, starting November, assuming they're open by then. And then it will be on all the other streaming services worldwide after that.
And the good thing about this is that Quentin Tarantino saw your movie, called whoever, got a hold of you, said he liked it, and that's what led to all of this happening. And you were totally surprised by all of this because you've been working on music and stuff like that all of a sudden.
Yeah. I mean, this movie we did in '88 kind of forgot about it, and it's always had a little bit of cult following. But yeah, I was surprised. About 4 or 5 months ago, I got the call that they're going to re-release it. I'm like, really? Cool with me.
When was the original release date? Sorry if you'd answered this because I just joining.
Oh, 1988.
1980?
No, 1988 was called Action USA.
Okay.
And Terry, the reason why Quentin liked it because there's not really any special effects. It's all, and then John directed that.
It's all real, yeah. No green screen.
It is so stunt heavy. I've only seen the trailer so far, but wow, the stunts are incredible. I mean, John's such a talented director to bring all of those things together.
So Terry, John's background, a little bit of John's background, because his office is that he was the director. He directed Power Rangers. He was a stuntman coming out of Boston. Always a songwriter, something that came to him later on. And we met, my God, I guess maybe 03, 06, somewhere around there, when he was living in California. He got tired of California, retired, moved to Florida. And, he's been writing songs and then directing music videos. And then Tasha, he turned me on to Tasha, locally Tosh, and then that's how we did. And then now, Madeleine's here. So that's how we were talking about the band Juliana, right?
Indeed.
See, now, Madeline, what nationality are you?
So, pretty much European.
And you just happen to pick up Spanish language.
Well, historically, actually, the Jewish people did speak Spanish. So that was something that initially interested me in the language because there were so many Jewish people in Spain. And when I was growing
up, actually. That's very true.
When I was growing up around my family, French was spoken, Hebrew was spoken, and Ladino was spoken, which is the sort of patois intermix of Hebrew and Spanish. So I was sort of surrounded by different languages, even though English was my first language. And language has always really interested me. I just love culture and I love food. So
who doesn't love food?
Who doesn't want to order in Spanish at their favorite Spanish restaurant? I mean.
So Terry, talk about you, what you've been doing, so that John and Marilyn know about your background.
Okay, well, my background is, let me see. I have a lot of things that I've been doing. I'm a fitness competitor. I'm competing in Fitness Universe in November. I do red carpet hosting for Brian. We've done a lot of events with Celebrity and Connected, and then co-hosting with Brian. I'm also a businesswoman. I've done my share of acting. I've been bored because of the quarantine, so I've opened up a TikTok account and I'm trying to do comedy on there. So that's kind of like my life in a nutshell.
And I do have to say this, she is actually funny on her TikTok. She's not funny in real person, but she's funny on her TikTok videos.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to bring light to all the negativity that's been going on in the world. And I got to the point where I felt like I was surrounded by so much negative energy that I just wanted to create something positive, even though if it's silly, just to kind of, for myself and for whoever wants to follow me, just to, see some non-serious, funny stuff, And I think a lot of people have gone to that platform. Hopefully it doesn't go away. We'll see what happens. But even if it does, I kind of found, kind of a niche that I can use comedy to relieve some of the stress that I've been dealing with, which we all have. So. And
John and Madeline, she's also a rock and roll chick.
Oh, yeah.
She loves that stuff. So I would be interested if she likes the sound of the band, because I like anything that John does, because in my mind, he's just very creative. And obviously Eileen Shapiro likes him too, because Eileen just took to them. And then John, you may not be able to talk too much about it, but you've had a bunch of stuff written up on you all of a sudden. But it's not like you weren't all of a sudden, you came out of someplace. You've always been there. You kind of just retired. And all of a sudden people are starting to come back to the stuff that you did back in the day, if that kind of makes sense, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. It's funny, we did a talk radio Europe yesterday, and they played one of my old first songs I did before we went on the air. You know, they played one of our songs, but it wasn't one of Juliana's songs. It was an older one. I have no idea how they even got it, but I grew up playing rock and roll. I love rock and roll. But the Latin we're doing kind of feels like that too. I kind of play it the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, Terry.
Oh no, I was gonna say Brian's right. Like, probably my favorite music is 80s hair bands. So I was just like, who inspired you for music? Like when you know?
Me? Oh,
yeah.
Bon Jovi, House, Boston, all those bands. Motley Crue.
You'll like this, Terry. Someone the other day told me that they think that I'm the Latinx Pat Benatar.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Pat Benatar.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
Why do they say that, Madeleine? Why? Who's coming up with that, and why are they saying that?
Oh, just a friend, just a listener. I don't necessarily channel anyone in my sound, but I really liked that compliment for sure. I love Pat Benatar. I love Cyndi Lauper. I'm a very theatrical singer and performer. I like to bring all of that emotion and that different sort of flavor and intonation with everything that I sing. So I really liked that compliment. Just a friend.
That's a great comment. Joan Jett too is another great.
Yeah, they had a movie out. I watched on Netflix a couple of months ago. Joan Jett.
Yeah, and she worked with because we interviewed Howard Bloom, and Howard Bloom worked with her. So that was a very interesting story there, Brian.
Yeah, Howard Bloom crafted her career, John. He's someone, when you talk to Eileen, ask her about him, because he's one of her clients, and we like Howard. Matter of fact, we're going to have a part 5 and part 6 of Howard Bloom. So, Marilyn, just in case you don't know, he crafted, helped produce anybody from Kiss, Queen, Aerosmith, Joan Jett, Bette Midler, Michael Jackson, Prince, Billy Joel. He did all of them, and the list goes on and on and on. All of them. Took all of them to #1.
So cool. I'm gonna tune.
And he loves science, and he loves, writing about books. And he did most of it bedridden for 15 years.
Yeah, and he sleeps like 3 hours a day, and then works 3 hours, and then goes back to bed. So he's got this really eccentric is that the word I'm looking for? Just crazy way of how he deals with his health, so that he can work. But yeah, it's an amazing documentary. What is it? What's the name of the documentary, Brian?
I forgot. It's funny because we've been doing so many movies. I forgot about that until you just mentioned it. Yeah, because Terry saw the movie, but it's a great documentary. And it actually won a couple awards. We talked to the director, but it's very, very, it's like the theory of something of Howard Bloom. It's a
theory of Howard Bloom or something like that. Yeah, and he goes into how working with, that's why I was bringing up the Joan Jett thing, because there's a segment where he's interviewing Joan Jett, and she's talking about how he started her career, which I never knew.
Yeah, he actually helped bring Joan Jett to life. So that's why Joan Jett is forever indebted to him, which is interesting. But when it comes back to these bands, I mean, Marilyn, I don't know who you liked, what influences that you liked when you were growing up. Did you grow up in Europe too?
No, I grew up in Florida.
Oh, okay. But you've got that European background though, right?
I do, yeah. So culturally, I would say that I was raised in a pretty European fashion. My dad's first generation American. So, but they didn't come from a lot. So my dad was happy to be an American and bring that culture, but also give my brother and I an amazing life. He waited to have kids until he was in his 50s, and he had traveled the world prior to having children and lived the life that he wanted to. And then he started a family. So I'm really lucky. I had a lot of amazing experiences too, growing up and being able to travel and getting all of that culture. So, but to the point of you talking about Howard Bloom, John just stepped away, but I am so indebted to John in so many ways. I've been pursuing this dream for so long. It's actress, and I thought I was going to have to move to LA to pursue my dreams, or New York and do Broadway. And when John and I started creating together, I really felt like una estrella he nacido, a star is born kind of thing, because he's putting so much time and love and passion into this project, and he really appreciates and feels like I have a talent that's worth sharing. So I feel really lucky and really indebted to John for bringing this project to life.
Yeah, that's exciting. I think that we all have people that help us with our path and what we're supposed to do. But, sometimes I think we all need direction or help. And I guess some people find that person later in life. I think Brian's helped me a lot. so I'm indebted to Brian for a lot of things he's done. So I want to thank you for that, Brian. So
Marilyn, she's only just begun. No,
yeah.
there was more good stuff that happened today. That's a later story.
Okay, good.
But when Marilyn, when it comes to how old are you now?
I'm 26.
Okay, so you have, to me, you feel like you're an old soul. Do you feel that way also?
The first song that I sent John was actually Bobby McGee is my sort of audition track, and that's a song I've always felt really connected to. So I would agree to your point, Brian, for sure.
That was a great song. Terry, did you like that song?
Yes, I did.
And even though I feel like we're making sort of like pop rock music, John can accentuate this fact, but I don't really know how to write those like pop type lyrics. All of my lyrics are more poetic and have sort of a depth and a story and an overall umbrella to them, instead of just this is what happened yesterday kind of thing. So I like to have that overarching depth and culture and meaning to every song. So
tell more of a story, more of a feeling. What's so interesting about music to me is that everybody can listen to a song. Some of the music now, no, because I think that there's no depth to it. But, some of the classics, if you listen to the music, everybody can have their own meaning to it,
Yeah.
and their own perspective, how that song fits in their life. And that's the beauty of music to me.
Definitely. And like our producer at Dream Machine Recording, he sort of likes to ask, where did this song come from? And I don't mean this in a pretentious way, but a lot of the time my answer is like my whole life, like what I've wanted to say. These are all the things that I've learned and the value that I feel like I can bring and the things that I feel like I can share, even though I am a young woman. So it's been really fun being able to feel like I can express myself and say the things that I feel like I've been learning through my life.
Where do you think most of your ideas come? Because, for me, try to write comedy skits. So it's all being creative. So I'll get up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. I better write it down. So do you come up with things more like just during the night, or is a certain time of day? Everybody's different, so when do you feel your inspiration the most, I guess?
I love that question. Okay. And the answer came right to me. So in my home studio, my shower is when I'm most inspired, because I'm just singing and sort of riffing in there, and the melodies are what will drive me to write the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my voice is sounding the best and I'm sort of just coming from an emotional place. That's where I feel like I'm inspired. But John sends me the musical tracks prior to when we rehearse the track, and so that's what I work off of to build the lyrics and to build the melodies. So for Juliana's songs, I base it off of that, but a lot of time I'll get most inspired when I'm sort of just enjoying myself and enjoying singing, and singing is so therapeutic for me, so I find myself doing it a lot.
So you're a shower singer, huh? Well, the reason why the ideas come to you because water is soothing and spiritual. Sense.
Yes, I feel that. Oh.
Talk about how the name came up of the band Juliana. Do you know?
Yes, I know. So we had quite a bit of fun trying to come up with a creative name for the band, and ultimately we realized with the way that social media is and the presence that you have to have online, really the most important part about our name was that the TikTok was available, the Instagram was available, and the website was available. So ultimately we were like, we just need to pick a name that we like, a female's name, and she's going to be sort of our patron saint of our band. And John actually picked the name, and we wanted to make
Of course he did.
platforms were open, and I conceded.
That's
Yeah, you
actually
are
pretty
right.
smart.
Yeah, she is right, Brian, about social media, because there's a lot of people that are going on to TikTok right now to produce their music. And they're promoting their music for people to use it when they're in their silly dances and their skits and stuff. So I'm seeing like new people that, I've never heard of that are very talented that probably no one would have heard of them without social media. So the world is changing.
All right, so Terry, talk. I'll go. Let me ask this to Terry first. All right, Terry, so give your TikTok. Go ahead.
Oh, well, all my social media is Terry Marie Nonstop because I'm nonstop. So, so it's Instagram.
Of course you are.
Yeah, it always, I don't know. I don't get enough done. There's not enough time in the day for me anymore. So, but that's a good thing.
Yes.
And your hair looks good too. Did you get your hair done for Steve Perkins?
No, I got my hair done because I needed to get it done. No, I lightened it. I lightened it. I wanted to add some color to it. Yeah, so, not so dark.
One of the lyrics in our newest song is "Nunca parar es mi paz." Never stopping is my peace.
Oh, yeah. That would be my theme song.
How's it go?
I'm really excited about this one. This is going to be our first Spanglish song, so I incorporated some English lyrics into the chorus a little bit. Usually I like to stay just with the Spanish language, but it felt really right in this song. So essentially the song is about someone who's always moving through life either too fast or too slow, and they're never seeming to catch things at the right time. Finally, they meet this person, and unfortunately the person is not at the same pace that they are in the relationship. But the first verse is talking about how I'm always jumping from heart to heart and never stopping was my only piece. So that's where that lyric comes in.
That sounds interesting. So how do you sing it? How's it go?
Okay, I'm going to sing a little bit. Hay distancia entre lo que quiero y lo que encuentro. El tiempo es fugaz, nunca parar es mi paz. Fui a corazón, cantante sin canción. Tus palabras, mis letras, el amor es la sorpresa.
Beautiful.
I could see people liking that song.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
There's something to that already. See, I like people who could just sing a cappella because it's a lot about their personality and that voice to me.
Thank you, Ryan.
I didn't say I liked it. No, but I do like it. So, did John direct a music video for this yet, or is it probably mine?
We have not recorded this one yet.
What song is this?
The Círculos.
No, we didn't record it yet.
I like that. I could imagine. I could just see him put up against the wall playing his guitar.
No, the last video was in a hammock. We did record that though. That's on the website now. Called In Cama, a ballad.
Yeah, we have John playing guitar in the hammock. It's pretty chill, zenned out.
He's to me, he's got those images of like Alfred Hitchcock always appearing in the background. His work, which I think is always cool.
Yeah,
Cameos.
He's the Stan Lee of Juliana. Right?
Exactly. Give the website, social media links, Marilyn.
Huh?
Give the social media links.
Where can we find you?
So on Instagram and Twitter, we're follow Juliana, and then we post everything through our website, which is julianamusic.com is the best place to find us. And all of our links are on julianamusic.com, and all of our singles that we have released and not released even are on the website, and they're free. We really want to get our music out there, so we want to just share it as much as possible, and then we can't wait to play some live shows is the main thing we're looking forward to.
So the last week in Florida, what's been going on in the Miami area? Is it anything starting to open right now? Because the clubs are still closed, right?
You know, we're a little bit north of Miami. We're an hour north of Miami, John.
Oh, that's
and
right.
So things are opening up here a little bit. We're in like a phase 2 consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's been really fun is, so no bars are technically open in Palm Beach County, which is where we are. A lot of the bars have started serving food so they could get their restaurant license and open up. But they've been teaching our song at the Country Western bar. And as long as they're teaching our song as a line dance. And so as long as you're hosting a special event, you're allowed to be open. So I've been able to go back to the Country Western bar every Tuesday and get my Country Western on and line dance to our Latin music, which is
fun.
something fun. I did go on Tuesday, yeah. And it's funny because I come from this musical theater background where I'm used to like grapevining and tap dancing even. And then I go into the line dance room and everyone's so relaxed and like their feet barely leave the ground. I'm like, I'm really standing out here. But it's a lot of fun, and they're actually really dancing to a Latin song, which is something that sort of surprised me, seeing all of these people that are really into country. And they're loving our Latin songs.
Yeah, this is a redneck bar, Brian, for sure. And a lot of people, when they found out they're going to be doing a Latin song, actually remember one goes clapping.
They're clapping, yeah. Yeah, the mechanical bull is hanging out in the corner upside down right now. That's what kind of Western bar it is.
That's funny. Now, so this is interesting. When do you think that probably started Latin line dancing to country music? Because to me, that sounds like it's new, but it's something that should have been done all along.
We don't know, but a lot of Latin people go to this club, just to hear the country. So there's a lot, like they've probably been doing it a while. This is the first time we've done it there.
So basically, the woman who choreographs the line dances, Terry, she loved the song. And so she was inspired to choreograph a line dance to it. I don't think that it's really the norm that they'll line dance to a Latin song, but
make it the norm.
It's kind of a Tex-Mex mix, right? Kind of.
That's so funny, Tori. That's perfect.
Well, I mean, if you think of it, because that Tex-Mex food is inspiration of Texas and Latin, so you could do it with music. Why not? So.
Yes. Darn, that should have been our band name, John.
Tex-Mex.
Well, it was interesting. I remember John sending me this clip of the line dancing, and I played it 3 times. I'm like, they're actually line dancing to this? I was confused for a minute. I'm like, because it didn't make sense to me. And I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Good for you guys.
Yeah, that was the first thing. So they were just actually learning. That was the first 10 minutes. How'd they do Tuesday?
Great. A lot more people.
Cool.
How many people are they allowing in?
Yeah, that was my next question. If they're kind of how they controlling this.
Yeah, they're open. All the bars down here have been open because they serve food.
Mm-hmm. But it's not super populated. The way that they do the line dancing, which is why I feel really safe there, is they have X's marked in tape on it, and everyone stands on their X to do the dance. So you're 5 feet away, and they have a huge dance floor. And then surrounding the dance floor, there are tables. And there'll usually be like 30 or 40 people in there eating, dancing, and not really at the bar. So that's the thing. The bar still isn't open. They didn't let Renegades open up.
Yeah, but you could sit around the bar. You just can't sit at the bar. You sit at the tables in front of the bar. Makes no sense.
Yeah. And since it's a special event with the line dancing, they're able to host and have people there. So
they're open everything.
There.
Yeah.
How many songs does Juliana have now?
We have 4 recorded and 3 more written that we have to record.
So being that lead singer, what's that feeling like then?
Oh, it's amazing. It's so empowering. It's what I've wanted for a really long time. So I love it. And I have two amazing musicians, the core band in John and Bob. Bob is our percussionist. And it's so inspiring to be able to sing with them and to feel like they're so passionate about it too, because I've always loved this and been so passionate, and I feel like they match the passion for sure.
I think that's really, really good. Congratulations. I got to ask you this because it's movie reviews and more. I haven't asked this question in a long time. Do you have any favorite films that you like, and what music taste do you like?
Sure thing. So I kind of thought you were going to ask this question, so I was marinating on this for a little bit. But my longtime favorite movie is actually Little Miss Sunshine.
That's a great movie.
That
is.
That's like the standalone to me. I love how they characterize everyone in that movie and how everyone has their own story. And even though their stories intertwine, it feels like a character study to me, which as someone who studied acting and loved theater for so long, that's definitely a favorite. I like the classics. I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which John did the stunts in that, so that's been a really cool connecting factor. I love that movie. I
didn't know, John, I didn't know you did the stunts in that one.
I doubled Cameron.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I was skinny back then. I was like 160 back then, 170.
Wow, that's a classic.
It is.
I love John Waters, so I really like the original Hairspray film, one of my favorites. Yeah, and then as far as music tastes go, it's kind of funny. As a kid, I was pretty much an outcast because I've just always loved musical theater. Like, that's my favorite music to listen to. I'd be walking around with my Walkman, like listening to cast albums from Into the Woods and Cabaret and Avenue Q, and that's sort of the music that I grew up on and grew up loving and grew up singing. So now my music tastes have kind of changed, but the big thing that I love is supporting small artists because they're able to circulate their music so well through social media now. So I really like a bunch of small, like NYC-based artists like Lawrence and Sammy Ray and the Friends, and I try to make a point to go see rising artists. A lot of them come down on tour to Miami, so that's the music I'm sort of jamming with now, is these lesser known small artists.
I think that's good. So Fox Searchlight film, Little Miss Sunshine, I remember doing the interviews for that when Fox Searchlight was just throwing out those great independent movie hits. And yeah, what I've been listening to lately, I don't know why, 60s, 70s, 80s, and some 90s of on my Pandora. And it's one of those things where you start listening to a lot of classical music. I mean, not classical music while I listen to that too, but it just hits home. Now I listen to the lyrics, where before, as that drummer, for me, was all about the beat. But now you can actually listen to that. So now I think in another life, I might be a songwriter because just listening to the lyrics and how things are being written. And I find that intriguing. I can't do that, obviously, but I find it fascinating.
You can do anything, Ryan.
Maybe. I'm working on a couple of the other things. All right, we got a couple minutes left. All right, so talk about the band again, social media links, and the songs, and where they can find them.
Yes, for sure. So we are Juliana Music, and you can find us at julianamusic.com or follow Juliana on Instagram and Twitter. And we have 4 singles out now. We have a ballad and a couple of pop rock type hits. And all of our music is really going to give you that depth of understanding and depth of flavor and inspire you to be empowered and confident about living in the present moment. Even though this present moment is kind of tough on all of us, I hope that our music can be an awesome escape for a lot of people.
And I want you to say it in Spanish now. Go.
Estamos Juliana Music. Estoy en el internet en julianamusic.com y follow Juliana en Instagram. Nuestros música es muy buena, tiene color, tiene muchas líricas que necesitan su cerebro.
John, can I borrow her occasionally?
No. She's not Natasha. She's busy. We're busy recording.
When she's done. So anyhow, on that, it's also on the release November 6th of John's movie. John, what's the name of your movie again? You could say that part.
Action USA.
Exactly. Alamo Draft House is around the country. It's going to be a big release. That'll be fun. And then September 23rd, it's going to be a secret screening. Let's put it that way.
No, we really can't say because it's a secret screening.
Exactly.
We don't know what's going to be fun.
So Terry, give your social media links real quick.
Terry Marie Nonstop, and then my website's Terry Marie Official.
All right. I want to thank you guys. Madeleine, good meeting you for the first time. I'm sure it won't be the last. Obviously, John Stewart, who does everything, who's doing everything right now. And Nonstop Terry Marie, and I'm Brian Sebastian, and this is Movie Reviews and More, WomanOnTV.tv, the Worldwide TV Network, iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, and soon to be announced our radio shows for Spotify, iTube, iHeart, Amazon. What else am I missing? Google, or I'm sure there's one or two more coming out of your neck of the woods. So if you see someone without a smile, give them Madeleine's smile because she's got a great smile, and we will see you next week.